Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. Hang on here a second. I'll get the screen share going on. Okay, so yesterday, what a wild ride. Back and forth the market went. The overnight, well, here, let's take a look where the market finished off. It actually finished a little bit higher than it started, finishing around the 72.50 mark. Fairly quiet through the Asian session, but things got a little more bullish through the overnight. And here we are this morning opening with about a 40-point gap, pardon me, 40 tick, or sorry, I had it right the first time, 40-point gap to the upside. So we finished around 72.50 yesterday, opening around 72.90 this morning. So some pretty big gaps across the board. We shall see how this is going to play out. Right now, it looks as though the market a little bit more on the bullish side, but again, it's very early. We're only a couple of minutes into the day. And we'll see how things progress. So for those of you looking for your first in sync or eagle signal or first in sync Raptor signal, well, we got those right here. We got ourselves a hard edge bounce now on the Raptor. I'll demonstrate this one for you, although usually I'm not that keen on early signals. We will still throw it out there. So we got the hard edge bounce. That's the number 3 signal. Actually, we got a couple of hard edge bounces. Technically, I suppose, well, this one came up a tick short, this one a couple of ticks short, but it's still the same idea. Visually, it is still a hard edge bounce. And it looks like we may actually have a little giddy up on that. Come on. The median line, or pardon me, the secondary resistance line giving us a little bit of grief here, but hopefully the market will push on through to our profit objective. Hooray for us. Oh, what a nice way to start the morning. Very often you can get some of these early momentum moves as the day starts. And, well, it looks like might have done well to take profit when we did, as we're experiencing a little bit of a pullback now, which probably would have tagged me at break even had I tried to run it out. Oh no, maybe not. Still holding on ever so slightly. All right, well, we're getting other opportunities here now on the Falcon. Yeah, we're still only about 8 minutes into the day. The Falcon working a late filter entry signal. So that's when the filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync. The trend line itself never changes color. The signal printed, but it looks like it did not engage just yet. And now that signal spoiled by the trend line going the other way. All right, well, we'll put that on the shelf for now and just hold off for the moment. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a counter trend signal going on now. We have our 232 type setup here in the Raptor, which very often precedes a move lower. All right, so they're not quite ready for that. Reversing, I mean. The buyers and sellers still kind of fighting it out here at the moment. All right. Well, back now to the hard edge. That early flurry, the market's kind of stalled out a little bit since then. Here on the Eagle, I do believe our first in sync signal, if we haven't found the profit target yet, we've got to be awfully close. Yeah, okay, we did find the high probability profit target on that first in sync signal of the day. Oh, this could explain why the market's starting to drift a little bit. We do have the market moving from swing mode into scalp mode in a few moments, and that could put the nicks in the wrinkle, as my wife likes to say. Never really understood what that expression meant, but I know it's not good. Okay, back now to the hard edge here on the Raptor. The Hawk, very neutral, a lot of yellow bars cropping in. The Falcon also a little conflicted. The Eagle and the Raptor still both bullish, although we are producing a counter trend looking signal here. Okay, back, oh, right through the hard edge. Is that going to be all then from the buyers? Well, they're going to run out of room here to get things underway. If the buyers don't step up soon, we're going to see a cloud crossover occur. That's going to be our #1 signal on the Raptor. Here, the Hawk already bearish with the first micro macro cross lower. Okay, here now the Eagle with a red bar buy off the hard edge. So we're looking now for the buyers to try to recover the market. The Hawk and the Falcon still kind of bearish looking. In fact, the Falcon maybe even setting up for a late filter entry to short. Makes me wonder whether or not they're going to try to get into that opening gap or not. All right, so we've got the red bar buy signal about to form here on the Eagle. Here on the Raptor, we're also into the hard edge. And so we could anticipate a hard edge bounce, a number 3 signal. Even though it may not print as a number 3, that's what it is, because we've encountered the hard edge. There it is right there. We've encountered the hard edge, and we're looking for the market to recover now. Now, it may not print as a number 3 because the cloud itself is out of sync. Oh, and well, it's a little bit late now. I was going to point out this might be a good opportunity for a second push entry as well, given that the market, the kind of the recent context of the market is rather sideways. But, well, we bought in. Let's see if we can't sneak up there a little bit, at least get to the break even, I hope. Like I said, if the buyers don't pick it up here, a little bit of pushback as we retest the highs. And I think at this point, I'm going to bring my break even in. If we get one more rally attempt, I think I will take the break even if the buyers can't pull it together. All right, there we go. Got the break even. Let's go. And you can see now with the clouds in sync again, we've also produced the number 1 signal. No, don't look back. Ah, darn it. I may have been a little bit too quick rolling my stop to break even. Here, we'll just leave that on there. I'm not totally disappointed with it. Again, the context of the market, you see we're producing all these signals, all the candy striping in the background, that just kind of confirms that the market is a little bit stuck, a little bit balanced. And oh, it looks like I may have got tagged out prematurely, but better that than a loss, right? We're almost to the end of opening range here this morning. We'll see if we get a second push opportunity on that Raptor signal. The Falcon now also producing a trend change signal, which is coinciding with that Raptor signal. Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, I waited just a little too long, or was a little too quick with my stop. Okay, a little pushback off the highs of the morning. We do have a second push opportunity now on this number 1 signal, and you can see we're also getting a number 3 signal building. There's nothing to say you can't just enter above the high of the morning as well. Yeah, you see Trade Forecaster keeps bouncing back and forth too. We're in trend mode. It was only going to be in trend mode for like 10 minutes. Now we're moving back into scalp mode. So everything just confirming the whole sideways, choppy nature of the market at this point. The Falcon producing a late filter entry here on the long side. So late filter entry to buy on the Falcon. Pretty much coinciding with the number 1 signal that we're looking at in the Raptor. So we've got second push opportunities now off the number 1 signal and the number 3 signal. All right, there we go. Let's see what they got. And here too, I'm going to bring my break even. Now that we've broken the high. I'm going to bring my stops up here to the hard edge. Wow, we got a fight on our hands here. This has the potential of some larger follow through. Obviously, there's some active selling here at around the 73.06 mark. If the market gets above there, we're going to see all the sellers who sold here, here, and here have to get out of their positions. That's called trapping traders, and it can lead to some pretty big moves if the market can get above 73.06. All right, there we go. We'll go with the ATR stop, and I've essentially got the market framed now. So if it goes higher, I'll at least get a break-even stop out. Otherwise, I'm going to try to minimize my risk exposure here. Come on, you guys. No, there's a number 2 signal again. Darn it. Now, I debated leaving my stops back here, but it looks like they would have got tagged there also. Oh, or not. Am I being overly tight with my stops now? All right, let's put that away. Okay, I'm wondering whether we're going to see a reverse here. You know, the market did try to go higher, and overall is still fairly bullish, but it's struggling, right? Visually, we can see that. Again, a lot of candy striping, a lot of sideways trading here on the hawk. You know, we get the same picture, a lot of yellow bars cropping up. The falcon is starting to get that roller coaster effect on the trend line, and the filter down here looking a whole lot like a tartan. I'm thinking if this fails again and we get another signal to short, I may just give it a whirl. So I'll set here manual mode. And these counter trend trades, they are always risky. There's no question about that. Perhaps the worst thing about a counter trend trade is it prohibits you from taking a with trend trade, which obviously we have right now. You can see multiple hard edge bounces. Oh, in fact, there we go. We're going to breach the high yet again. So it turns out I was too tight with my stop. I'm going to make a note of that in my trading journal. Well, it's been a struggle to be sure, but they are inching higher. All right, here now the potential reverse. Still very sideways, but looking for that possible number two. Now you could interpret this as a number two signal. It has retested the highs. It's a little bit too drawn out to actually qualify for the programming. You could also interpret this one as a number two signal, and I might give that one a go. All right, it will print below here. All right. Again, you do have a second push opportunity on this one. You don't have to enter right on the hash mark. But we'll see now. Did they slip me? Oh, they did slip me a tick on the entry. See if I can't get that tick back. I'm wondering whether that opening gap is calling the market, whether, I don't know, a move all the way down to 72.50, that would be huge. I don't know if we'll see the market move quite that far, but pretty confident I'm going to get my profit objective on this one. Unless I end up getting tagged at break even again. Come on. Oh, you stinkers. Oh, you're kidding me. Can you believe it? Well, if the market's going to continue lower, we're going to get a number one signal printing there. Yeah. Scott rubbing it in. He says, you need your break even plus 2. I was waiting for that, Scott. You just couldn't resist, could you? All right, here now, we're getting a few signals to short the Hawk, the Falcon. The Eagle, not yet. The Eagle's the only one that is bullish. We are producing an early cloud crossover signal here on the Raptor. We just have the warning dot, by the way. We don't have the completed signal just yet. There's the signal, and I'm going to short that one as well. So the early cloud crossover. Well, here, let's do the proper cloud crossover first so you can see that. The proper cloud crossover. Oh my, I have to go way back here. All right. The proper cloud crossover occurs when the clouds cross over 100%, right? So the hard edges are crossed, the soft edges are crossed. That is preceded by a pullback, and after the pullback, if the market is continuing in that direction, you're going to get your signal to short or buy, as the case may be. The early cloud crossover is a little bit more of a visual interpretation because the clouds will be mostly crossed, but they won't be crossed enough for the programming to recognize the signal. This is why it's important for you to visually be able to recognize your signals along with the signal prompts. Yeah, old man did it again, Scott says. Yes, it did. Stinker's just reaching back there. Some days are like this. You know, some days the break-even trigger will save your backside, and the other days it just is a pain in your backside. Yeah, 3 times, Scott. Scott says that's the 3rd time. Yeah, 3 times. Stinkers. All right. Well, where's the low of the morning? Okay. Sitting around 72.90. I don't know. You know, I thought, given this sideways range that we're looking at, I was expecting a little bit more follow through, seeing how the buyers were really struggling. I thought for sure we would see more happen to the short side. All right, let's put that on the shelf for now. I don't want to do anything too silly. The hawk coming through a little bit better today because of the short-term nature of a lot of the moves and the tighter profit target on the hawk. Maybe I should be focusing more on it today. Okay, we got the buyers a little bit at a rock and a hard place. If they can't muster a rally from here, given all this support that they had, this is where they picked up the market this morning out of the open, rallied it up again here about halfway through the morning or the opening range. If they can't do it a third time, it's probably a fairly safe bet the sellers are going to chase them out. Of course, if we are in a sideways trading range, we should anticipate buying off of the bottom end of the range. Overall, it's a fairly tight little range, though. There might be enough in there to scalp for a few ticks, but right now it doesn't look like they're offering that much more. Okay, things really coming to a slow grind. All right, so we got ourselves now um, a number 3 signal, which is the hard edge bounce. We'll see if we can't get a second push opportunity on this one. The signal's kind of passed me a little bit already. I suppose I could just throw a just in case order down there and then adjust it as market conditions allow. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Sitting on my mute button. I was pointing out the late filter entry signal here on the Falcon, which I will attempt. I'm going to delete my break even this time. We have the comparable signal here on the Raptor, and of course here on the Hawk as well with the macro pullback. So a few things in sync for us. All right, let's see if maybe, just maybe, I don't have a little bit more luck here on the Falcon. We're just above the primary resistance. I think a move back here to the median line is not that big of a target for this market, especially given the opening gap. 72.34, the primary support, that would be a huge target. And another possible late filter entry on the Falcon. Pretty stagnant overall. We'll go with a more modest profit target. At least to start. Possible reversal signal building here. The best stop placement should be 2 swings back, right? So there's a major swing. These are a couple of minor ones. this buying come from? Well, it's pretty rare for a signal like the late filter entry signal not to follow through, but unfortunately, it is not 100%. Not out of it yet, but the market is struggling, no question. Kind of that sideways theme again that we've experienced for several weeks now. Oh, the churning, the sideways churning. Not holding out a whole lot of hope for the trade, I have to admit. We're not stopped out just yet, but it isn't looking all that promising either. I seem to have got myself stuck in a bit of a sideways trading range. And the other tools kind of a mishmash of signals as well. We kind of hit a sideways skid here, haven't we? Market fairly content where it is right now, although I do expect to get tagged out on this trade. Just the fact that there's no bearish follow through. Means that we're probably sideways. The buyers are probably going to test the top end now. Got to know where the bottom end is at. Steven is asking, do you ever use hotkeys to trade? No, I haven't. I think Ray Burke always used to, but no, I haven't. I can't say I have any experience using them. For those of you wondering what hotkeys are, it's It's a keyboard shortcut to place buy and sell orders. It's usually more used more by scalpers or people that want in and out of the markets really, really quick. Oh, oh dear. Yep, it's slow already. Scott says, oh, it's slow. It is slow. Oh, come on now. This is really the last chance now for the sellers to get their act together. The market just keeps retesting this whole 7,300 zone. One more push lower could see the sellers try to take the market down here, but of course, if it fails at this point, well, I'm just going to get tagged. After which I will call it a day. Yeah, I'm going to get stopped out here in a second. Well, that is odd. That is very rare that a late filter entry signal on the Falcon does not follow through, but there you have it. All right, gang, I think we're going to button up shop here a few minutes early. I don't think we're going to miss out on much. The market in a bit of a slow sideways grind right now. I think we have seen the move of the day, and that came right out of the open. There might be something happen going into the close again, but right now, yeah, you're pretty much best off letting the market get outside of this sideways trading range and then look for an opportunity. All right, I will talk to you again tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye for now.